Alright. I've had a few handfuls of stale goldfish crackers, and I am ready to go. I have now in my teeth. Ah, you know, it gets like, sticks to your teeth. Yeah, anyway. Oh, wrong button. This button. I'm a streamer. Okay. We're going to continue. Alright, let's try the gun. So it, like, paralyzes them temporarily. I mean, I'm okay with taking damage as long as I get up there. It's a shine, it's a shine, it's a shine, it's a shine, we got a shine, we did it. Phew! Alright, I might go see what the next one of those is, but until then, I'm actually going to go and exchange my blue coins for another shine. I always underestimate how far of a ledge I can jump up to. Hey dudes, can you sell me a shine, please? Alright. We have 17 shines. Can I, like, talk to a toad about what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing next? Yeah. Okay, was she... I thought she was taken away from the amusement park island, though, and taken somewhere else. Is that not the case? I know there's a shine star in there. I'm aware. Perhaps the eventual nozzle that I get will let me get into these buildings. It's really nice of them to give me that shadow. Because without the shadow, there would be no way to tell where you're going to land. Alright. Let's see what the next area is. Do I have to, like, fully complete one of the lands in order to continue? Because if that's the case, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. That's all I'm saying. There are Yoshi eggs. And some wilted flowers. Hey dude, what is up? But they're not. No, what's the deal? Sunflower friend? Egg just hatched on the beach. Whatever the heck that was. Alright, they don't like the fact that some kind of egg just hatched. But this is the beach, is it not? Is that... Okay, that's the Sandbird Island. I like that you can see the other levels from that location. That's pretty cool. What do I have to do? Okay, so you want me to get rid of these. But how? Whoa! What's your deal, dude? Whoa. Okay, that doesn't seem like too hard. I could maybe do that. Why they hatch a different, it's a different sunflower that goes up based on, it's like it's not the one for the egg that... Oh, I see, I have to plant them in the sand somewhere, basically. I was trying to get it to land on that basket in the hopes that that would, like, free the blue coin that's in there, but I don't think that's probably the way you're supposed to do that. Nope. Nope. Didn't quite make that one. Oops. Come on. Do this. know why these things don't like turtles. Like, it doesn't make sense that sentient sunflowers are poisoned by turtles nesting nearby. Like, that's not... doesn't make a super ton of sense for me, but whatever. Right. They're getting much faster in their turnaround times, I guess. Fantastic. That was an easy one. I can use an easy one every now and again. Shine! Aw. That's okay, Eve. I'm sure... Oh, shit! It's the guy! I'm sure everyone loves you anyway. If they require monetary contributions in order to continue to be your friend, then they're not actually your friend. I gotta say, I've been thinking a lot about parasocial relationships recently. There was someone posted like a video / article about them on Twitter recently. And it finally struck me like what feels so awkward about certain interactions that I have with people online. That's right, it's this one. Oh shit, do I get Yoshi for the next part? And it's the fact that for there's a number of people, where'd he go? He went up here somewhere, but... Whoa. There's a number of people with whom I have both a social and a parasocial relationship. For instance, Sean Bouchard is a friend of mine who I know from college because, you know, we went to school together. He was just like 1 year ahead of me at school. But also for whom I am just like a fan of his show. And it becomes very awkward for me because the social norms that I would use for interacting in a social relationship... Oh, come on. Where the fuck... Ah, camera. The social norms for a parasocial relationship are in some ways the opposite of the social norms for an actual social relationship. Like, I would not presume to, you know, to know or you know, like, I would not take for granted any social interactions I had with someone with whom I was in a parasocial relationship, right? Because you know that, like, you're a fan and they're in a sort of a position of power, as it were, relative to you. But, so, like, there's some stuff where, like, it's an uneven power balance, right? Whereas if you are in an actual social relationship, part of that is, like, feeling comfortable taking their affection for granted, right? That's a sign of a strong friendship, is you feel like, oh, I can just call them up whenever and talk to them, or, you know, I can, like, express personal things, and so on. Like, that's normal and a sign of a healthy, comfortable relationship, whereas that's crossing a line, generally, with a parasocial relationship. I mean, fair, Jason, but that is a sign that you treat those situations differently, right? And so it's just, it feels uncomfortable for me to try and navigate where that boundary line is, because I get conflicting instincts of how to treat a social situation. Like, am I a fan in this scenario, or am I a friend in this scenario? And obviously it's blurry. Like, you guys, I feel like we're more friends than you guys are fans of me because, you know, this is more of a, like, a very small, intimate group. You know, we're all fans of Sean Bouchard. We have a lot more direct one-on-one communication, and we, like, communicate off of this stream, like, on Twitter and on other stuff, too. So that feels like not a parasocial relationship. That feels like a social relationship. But I don't know. I've been thinking about it like recently. I don't really have any like conclusions. The egg wants a banana. Okay, I can do that. I know where I can steal some bananas. Oh, finally, we got another Devs alert. The mysterious mustachioed man has been sighted. You befriended Yoshi. Make him eat with B. Well, yeah. This is a little late, Debs. Yeah, and then there are relationships that transition too, right? Like there's relationships that start as parasocial, and then you form like a working relationship with that person. Whoa, look at that tongue I have. I can get different kinds of juice based on what I eat, and it turns me different colors. Ah, I see. This is why there's been fucking fruit everywhere. Can I still do backwards jumps with Yoshi? Okay, I have a Yoshi. Whoa! Yoshi, you jump so high. What about ground pound with Yoshi? Okay, we can still ground pound with Yoshi. A very high jump. Maybe it's different jumps based on what fruit he's eaten recently. Durian. Durian Yoshi. Papaya. Oh, shit. That's gross! That's super gross! Oh my god! Spit juice everywhere, Yoshi! Papaya. Yeah, it is a good pukey noise, I agree. Come on, I just want you to get up on that box. Am I the question mark in this scenario? No, Yoshi's the question mark. He makes funny noises. Okay, I have a little dino friend. What do I do with my little dino friend? big-ass pineapple? Nice. I can. Or can I not? There we go. I'll take a second. Sirena Beach. The Manta Storm. I just realized I have bits of fake cheese all over my face. Little goldfish crumbs. Yeah, the icon for the amount of juice is literally Yoshi's stomach, it's true. Sorry, I'm reading the chat now. Catching up. Yeah, it's weird. Like, there is a sort of a weird experience being friends with someone who has like a public persona that is in some way like different or separate from you know, their personal life, because you know, it's like it's sort of like you have to treat them like two different people in a certain way. Like, oh yeah, this is the friend I know, versus, oh yeah, this is like the TV personality. But then when you're, sometimes if you do have a social relationship with someone, when you talk with other fans, it can be tough because you'll be saying or thinking something about the person you know as a friend, but then other people are like not thinking of the same person as you, right? Because they're thinking of the personality. I assume I just have to clean all of this up. I feel like I've seen, this is like striking a familiar note with me, where, because I knew there was a series of levels in this where all you have to do is clean up. Which I'm totally fine with, by the way. I think that's like a way relaxing break to have in the middle of all the platforming stuff that you do. And I feel like I've maybe seen this level on a speed run, where they like clean it up as fast as possible. And there's like a certain minimum percentage that still counts, and they know like what the exact percentage is that you can and can't have left. Yeah, I feel like that's true. Shanbo is much more interested in talking with people on like an actual, because like his thing is not really entertainment, it's academia. So he's more, oh shit, you really get hurt if you touch that, huh? He's more interested in like seeing what like people's individual thoughts are and getting and like talking to people that way. Like, I don't think Shanbo would necessarily do well with a huge audience, because then he wouldn't have time to like individually respond to people, and I think that's, you know, that seems to be what he enjoys about the show and about the experience of streaming. So he's maybe not the best example, but even so, it does feel that way sometimes. It is much stronger with Sean Plott because he has much more of a sort of entertainment personality. Okay, that was not a useful thing to say. But I'm just gonna assume that I need to clean this all. They didn't actually say that, but it seems not unreasonable. I don't know why I got Yoshi if the first level I can't come to after getting Yoshi is not a Yoshi level. But, as I say, I'm not complaining. I kind of find this soothing. My understanding is that's a big point of contention about this game, is people who find these segments soothing versus people who find them boring. So, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, play-by-play is not really... Yeah. It's not an entertainment show, it's an education show. And it's not even an education show, it's like an academic discussion show. It's like an academic paper in show form. Anything here? Or is this just another... Yeah, this is just another fountain. Ah, I just missed it. I don't think... Oh no, the hotel's gone, huh? It's okay, buddy. That's the problem. That's the one problem with playing these older games in a modern setting, is no matter how much I try, I can't really have the first time experience because there's too much just cultural knowledge. Even if I'm not cheating and watching like walkthroughs or reading, you know, reading facts or anything, there's still like, there's just some amount of exposure that happens naturally. Yeah, I mean, there are people for whom I think, like, having a public persona is sort of, they take to it naturally, and, like, that's a fun part of their job, is, like, having this entertainment persona. And then there's some people for whom that's, like, a big struggle and burden, and they do it because they have to, because they like, you know, acting or playing games or whatever, and want to keep having a career, but it, like, really sucks for them to do it. And there's the question of, like, how much, you know, that there's the people who, like, actively encourage parasocial relationships who have huge audiences because it's, you know, it's financially viable, like, it's lucrative to do so, right? People will give you more money if they feel like you are a friend, even if you don't know who they are, right? Like, even if there's obviously way too many people in your audience to individually be friends with each of them, if they feel that way, they will still, you know, they will respond to you and support you as though you were a friend. But then there's a danger because, like, there's not a lot of clear-cut rules for parasocial interaction and relationships, so they might, like, a lot of fans feel a sense of entitlement because they've been encouraged to feel like they know that person. Hence, like, you know, that really super awful thing that happened with that YouTuber a couple years back, where basically a fan shot her at one of her signings. Because, you know, he was convinced that he had some kind of romantic, you know, claim on her because he watched her videos, which is, like, not a thing, you know, like, yeah, there's, like, some pretty creepy sides to it, so. I have not played Viscera Cleanup Detail. That sounds amazing, though. Yeah, I think Shanbo's, you know, Yeah, and it's especially more dangerous for women, obviously, because of course it is. Yeah, I think Shanbo's not in as much danger from, as we were saying, from like that kind of parasocial entitlement, because he's very straightforward about like how much he shares of his life, and you know, he also tries to individually communicate with people and make the relationships more social than parasocial. But like, I'm sure there are people who know him from mostly walking who he doesn't know, but who feel like they know him. Hot tip, if the only place you know someone is from like watching their media in a one-sided way, like watching their videos or their Twitch streams, maybe like an occasional comment or something like that, you probably don't actually know that person very well. It may seem as though you do, but like that feeling is an illusion. And as I say, I don't think that applies here, because most of you I talk to regularly on Twitter and in other, you know, other chats. So I feel like we have enough two-way communication going on that it is more social than parasocial. But it's like an interesting problem. I'm saving this middle part for last because I think that's where the hotel's gonna pop up, and I wanna do that last. This is such weird, like, gloomy music and atmosphere. You just look very capable. Okay, so there's some kind of manta doing this. Oh shit! Did I just do all this for nothing? Should I have been talking to this guy right off? Was that what I was supposed to be doing? Oh yeah, I actually have seen this, and this was not what I thought it was. Well, at least I have more, like, free space to move around now, because I have... Okay, so apparently that whole thing I was doing earlier, no point to it. Really just not a thing. I mean, as I say, it did at least give me places I could walk without getting hurt, so that's good. Ow. Am I actually gonna die of this? They are dividing into smaller units, it's true. Ow. I heard the sound of a coin. Shit. I died. I died. That sounds fun, Eve. I would play that. Yeah, Flood is like Clippy, or he's like some kind of hybrid version of Clippy and Navi. Okay, well, I guess I'll just go straight for the actual goal point here instead of messing around cleaning a bunch of stuff that I didn't need to clean. I mean, as I say, I'm sure it did me some good. Because I had places to walk, but... I wonder if I could just get rid of a bunch of the little ones by using the jet attachment. Not a super effective solution. Okay, I probably shouldn't have collected all of those because I don't think I actually needed all of that health, and I would have needed it later. Where are you, Mantis? Can I just stick in the water fountain and, like... They can't leave trails in the water. It's nice of them to try and bounce you out of an area where you will have problems and take damage. Nope. I might have to try this next time. I'll try it one more time. But I might have to do this one next time. At least I have, like, a clear next place to go. I feel like that's an improvement. Ah, yes, the giant arrows telling me where to go. I probably should have followed them last time. Yeah, most people just know Clippy because Clippy was the default. But yeah, there were other things that you could change Clippy into. effect when you hit the manta is clearly to keep you from taking continuous damage, because that's already a problem. Come on, jump at it. Yes, I got that. Ah, for fuck's sake. Ew. This one is way more relaxing than the others for whatever reason, though. Like, I don't understand quite why. Okay. And so it just starts me not on the roof. Do I have to chase down the Mario again? And, like, eat that pineapple? Let's see what happens when I get back up there. If it will keep the thing unneeded. Okay, there's the Yoshi egg. There is still a pineapple in that, so I have to go do the Yoshi thing again if I run out of lives. Which is lame. But whatever. Alright, I'm gonna go get the 1-up before I die, so I have more lives. Because I believe it saves those. And then next time I restart, I can restart with 1 extra life and come get this again if I want. Like there was a question mark that was appearing there? No? Just me. Okay. Mario's surface already. There we go. Don't drown, you little plumber boy! Interesting. Okay. Alright. Save! 18 shines. Ugh. Yeah, the jumps are good. I mean, it's a Mario game. You better hope the jumps are good, right? Like, there's a problem if the jumps are not good in a Mario game. Anyway, thank y'all for joining me. Sorry I was sort of rambly and a little out there today. Oh, hello. Is it Aotfen? Aotfen? Nice to meet you. We're just about to end, though. Sorry. Right, so thanks for joining me, everybody. It was really good to see you and talk to you. Yeah. Tune in next week, usual time, 10 a.m. Pacific. Oh, well, yeah, okay. The jumps were bad in Super Mario RPG, but to be fair, it was not really intended as a platforming game. It had platforming in it, but it shouldn't have, is my point. Like, that was a mistake. Anyway, yeah, so next week, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific, same channel. Between now and then, I believe there is mostly walking this Monday, as far as I know, at 7. Which you can watch on Twitch at Day9TV or at If and Def. If you come to If and Def, you can get the non-subscriber chat where we hang out. Meanwhile, there is also on Thursday, not sure if Shanbo is doing play-by-play. He mentioned he might be gone until the new year, depending on what his schedule looks like. Yes, sorry, 8 o'clock for Mostly Walking, because the boys. But yeah, so we've got yeah, I love the Twitch chat, the non-subscriber chat for that. That's always a lot of fun. Yeah, probably no play-by-play on Thursday, but you know, follow Sean at NDEF on Twitter for more info about when he streams. If you want to play our podcast game, we are playing In Verbis Vertis, which is a game where you are a sorcerer and you control, you do your magic spells by literally speaking them out loud. It's a voice control game. So that's what we're trying right now. We're in the middle of that. We're going to record on that next weekend. Yeah. So I will see y'all then. Is there anything else? Follow me on Twitter at Kyla_go. You'll get info about when I'm streaming and if I have to make any schedule changes. In Verbis Vertis. Let me see if I can find how the heck you spell it. It is in like the word in. Where the heck is this game in my library? Steam. Oh, I was in the wrong list. That was Hux Games. Here we go. In, and then Verbis, in Verbis, Virtus, Virtus. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like fake Latin. It's good. In Verbis Virtus. And yeah, playing it so far, kind of mixed feelings. If you want to play for yourself and try it out, that's great. And, you know, come chat with us about it, because we are always looking for co-hosts for the podcast. We like guest hosts. It's a good thing. Yeah, kind of a weird, like, in... it's the other way, it's Verbis Virtus, but yeah. Yeah, it's, I guess it's like in words truth, maybe, if you're, like, in pseudo-Latin. Yeah, I don't know. It feels cool when it works, and super dorky when it doesn't work, I guess, is, Oh, it's not fake Latin. There's power in our words. Okay. Real Latin is good too. I'm pro real Latin. Sure. Why not? Listen, I took 2 years of Latin in high school or something like that. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'll see y'all next week, if I don't see you before then, in the various chats. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye. No, wrong one. There we go.